Well, ladies and gentlemen, what I am asking you to do, what I am in fact challenging you to do, is to join me on what is really not as much heroic as it is necessary. I am asking you to join me in the revolution against the tyranny of the urgent. Claim credit for this amazing title. As a Toastmaster, as Toastmasters as we all are, sometimes the tough part isn't coming up with the speech, the tough part's coming up with the title, right? So I get this phone call. Oh God, Kimi, I love that new title. Well, so do I. Can't take credit for it though. A couple years ago, a gentleman named Charles Hummel, and by the way, I do not believe he was the guy who was doing the little Christmas figurines, just in case you know, wrote a book called The Tyranny of the Urgent. In this book, Mr. Hummel suggested that the fast pace of life, the amazing amount of detail and data that we're all expected to absorb, and the rate at which our lives are moving forward has caused us to abandon even the possibility of the contemplation of the divine. He was very worried. He thought that the moral fiber of our society was at risk. He thought that the possibility of losing the ethical core of the American people was at risk. I'm sorry, Mr. Hummel, it's entirely possible you were right, but here's the scary thing. Mr. Hummel wrote that book in the early 60s. Long before the term, the speed of the internet had been created. And now, well, it's not just the contemplation of the divine that's at risk. And let's face it, you've all read the newspapers, you've all seen the news. We're a little short on heroes, aren't we? Okay? Because truly it is the ethical and moral fiber of our society that has in fact suffered from the tyranny of the urgent. We think to ourselves, good Lord, I don't have time to really parse this thing out. I've got to come to a decision. I've got to make a move. I've got to go forward. If I don't go forward, I'm going backwards. I've got to just keep going. Little by little, we make decisions that are timely. We make decisions that are fast. We make decisions that are quick. We do not make decisions that are sound or that necessarily reflect who we in our core, in our gut, who we really are.